We got audio file with Cassie the dog as featured in the thumbnail. And probably going to be a short one because it's been a pretty full day here already. And that's part of what I just wanted to hop on live and tell you about the Bob Joyce music and stuff that today. So talked about Bob Joyce, talked about Elvis Presley, and so let's see. On this channel, I shared from a little bit different angle and just reminding all of us of what we should be focused the most of. I didn't break it down in a percentage, but just thinking about it now, it should be probably like 95% focus on what Pastor Bob is preaching about. And then, okay, I'll give you 5% on the theory, right? That would have been maybe another good way I could have explained it that I didn't in the video. But I went down a bunch of different points on that subject. And with what is looking like we at least have several more months of waiting before we get clarification on who Bob Joyce is or isn't, then I want to make sure that we head in the right direction and that this little journey we're on of Pastor Bob Elvis is really not the most important thing. Even though we're all interested, we're all excited about what's coming, what may be coming, how big it is that's coming, and nothing can, never mind. Nothing can stop it. So with all that being said, hi Belinda. Hi Stefan. It's an interesting name. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. You could tell me by text if you wanted to. So with all that being said, that video was posted on this channel, and then about an hour ago on the new channel, Savina Music, I posted my first piano cover playing along with Bob's Safely Home, the first track on the album, in 432 hertz. So that was fun. That was fun making the video and playing because it's probably my favorite song on the album anyway. And yeah, it's just a great feel, great words, great all around, great horns in that song, which of course it isn't the only one, but it's my favorite song. And so could be why Pastor Bob put it first too, because it's perfect to kick off the album, perfect to name the album, which he also did. And it's upbeat, it's fun, you got Pastor Bob singing it. What else do you need? So and I don't know, if I had to pick a second favorite on the album, it would probably be How Great Thou Art, just because that's such a great song. And his version he does very well. But there's a few other favorites I have. Maybe I'll share later. So besides that, new videos being shared on all the channels today. And I'm sorry if it's confusing for those trying to follow along. Hopefully not. You can just subscribe and just keep seeing all the videos. But there is a method to the madness, and the videos that I'm doing now is at least in some way part of a plan for 2025. So I'm prepping now. prepping right now. And oh, there's some light. Hello, everybody. So I'm on the bike with Cassie, the dog, the German Shepherd, which for those who haven't seen her yet, I will have to get her on video here in about 1 minute. Actually, less. So hi, Irma. Hi, David. Yep, happy holidays. And for me, my main ones are happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas. And of course, Happy New Year. Like I was saying yesterday, you really got to start celebrating those things early because you know how it goes. It's hard to believe we're already almost to Thanksgiving, and pretty soon we'll be saying the same about Christmas. So don't miss your opportunity to spread a little extra cheer, cook something for somebody, bake something, make something that you know how to make, whatever that is, and surprise somebody. And just a little secret tip of mine, you don't have to do this, obviously, but you can give the gift early, right? You can change up the timing. Part of the problem with doing like the same kind of party, same gifting every year, which I don't, by the way, I just really go with the flow. But the problem with that, if you do, is it kind of just becomes the same old thing year after year. So, and of course, it's a tradition. I get that. And I'm not saying break your tradition. I'm just saying basically have some fun with parts of it. Try something different and maybe catch your friend or loved one off guard. It'll make it more memorable, actually. And you can still do all the things you do every year. So I was not saying change everything, unless, of course, that is your plan. And you're welcome to do that. Okay, who we got here? Yep, Irma. Hi, Sheila. Good evening. Okay, let me get a little bit of doggy on screen and read these comments. Irma, I'm not planning to go anywhere for the holidays other than out to eat or something. So I'll probably be working as usual, not as much, of course, but kind of doing the same thing here. And David said, what do you really think about Pastor Bob? Is he really Elvis? It's a big mess, so you agree? Well, just like me personally, I am leaning heavily towards Pastor Bob being Elvis. In fact, just like I'm telling you now, if I had to pick a yes or no, I would say yes. And even though the screen has frozen, let's hope it comes back. If you guys can't hear me, or if anything else is weird, let me know, please. So if somebody's going to ask me if Bob is Elvis, I would say yes, I think he is. But I'm not 100% sure. Just because, I mean, without being on the inner circle of some kind, we don't know, no matter how sure we are. And so I leave that 1% of doubt there. It's okay. Especially when we couple it with the fact that it really doesn't need to be our priority in life. And also the fact we're probably going to have to wait minimum 2-3 more months based on how things are going. And it could be many more months than that. I'm just being a realist with you all. And everything I tell you guys is always meant to not get your hopes up, just to, leave you hanging much down the road. Because many of you know from experiences following other people, there can be a little extra hype, like a dash of salt and pepper or garlic powder thrown on there to keep the excitement, right? And keep the shares up and the views and everything. And I'll be totally transparent with you. Yes, of course, I want to grow my channel. Of course, I want all that stuff because that's going to enable me to do what I want to do. But it's against my philosophical views and beliefs to do that with that being the motive. So I'm not, and it's just part of everything I've been telling you. I'm not going to hype you guys up on anything. If I get excited about something, yeah, I might go a bit high on it for a day or two, because it does happen on if something like really new is learned and it's exciting. But generally speaking, I'm going to try to keep it balanced and with both a short-term and long-term approach, because yeah, Irma nailed it, because God is working and we're watching some amazingness unfold. I haven't been keeping up with the hour by hour news nearly as much as I was 6-12 months ago. But when I do kind of chime in and see what's going on, like, wow, there is already a lot happening just because he became president-elect. The moment that happened, and I don't know if you all see it and hear it, but yeah, within DC, oh, they're getting worried. They're getting really worried. And people are starting to turn, and they'll turn on each other like rats. And yeah, I think that's part of when we talk about enjoy the show and the panic mode, we're witnessing it. That's what's happening. So it's kind of a side tangent, but it's just one of many things I'd point out to remind us. I mean, that stuff is really kind of out of our control, other than prayer and just being another voice. But the things that we really have control over to fine tune and do stuff now and not wait till 2025 is by working on ourselves. And I don't mean to say that like as a job, as a hard thing either. I mean, if it's something you love and want to do, then what's stopping you? Because it's going to be fun. It's not going to be work. And the main thing you need to figure out is why. Why do you want to do that? And if you can figure that out, and there's a really good reason, like maybe blessing somebody else, or I don't know, it could be extra money because you want to do something special with that money. But whatever your motivation is, if you can figure out the why and really know that, remember that every day, then I think you're just going to have a blast. I really do. And I know that from my own experience. When I finally dove into my passions and stopped caring what others thought about me, just doing the best I could and sort of letting the chips fall where they may, it really changed everything for me and how I looked at the goals and the highs and the lows. Because yes, there were bad days, but there was also enough good days to just keep going. So that's all you do, one day at a time. Okay, so yeah, on my end, the camera froze like 5 minutes ago and never came back. So I don't know about you guys, but I guess it could be a worse screen to have to stare at. God is good, David. Amen. It's getting kind of cold out here. The nose is sniffling. Yeah, David, I would partially agree with you on that we're in the last days. I really think it's going to be another 5 to 10 years before things really get intense or more than that. But I'm personally thinking it's at least that far out. At the same time, I do see enough things that have begun to happen that would indicate we could be entering the last days, as mentioned, as spoke about in Revelation. But that's where I'm at with it. And if I point to one reason why, I think it's just because the infrastructure isn't quite ready yet for the mark of the beast and the one world, you know what, and all of that stuff. So there's probably more I'm not thinking of right now, but that's the one main reason why that I think we still have a little ways to go. And just like these last 4 years and a lot of our expectations having to change and be very, very patient, we should always remember that we're on God's timing, not ours. And it could take much longer than what we ever expected. And there was another reason. Oh, maybe I won't go into that. Thanks for the prayer and blessing, David. I appreciate that. And I am hoping this channel will grow and be able to. On this Thursday, I have an appeal for something that I could get up to 90 days suspended, which really I don't even know what all that's going to entail unless it happens. But I'm hoping that they'll just let me continue on and adjust to what they want me to do. But worst case scenario, I have the secondary channel, Savina Music, up and running. You can go there now. And also 𝐼'𝐸𝐺𝐸, which is my psychology and personality focused channel. So yeah, I've come to really appreciate all of you a lot, especially coming from somebody who never did much live stream before, mostly pre-recorded music videos, music tutorials, and some random psychology along the way. But I am having a great time. So, and for those of you who follow long enough and don't get distracted by other channels, you're going to find out that it seems like every couple months or so, I get a totally new idea of which direction to focus, and the videos could totally change in some ways. There's certain things that never change, like essentially my music and music videos and piano instrumentals. Those will all stay somewhat similar. But when it comes to the content videos on specific subjects or teaching sorts of things, I could bounce around a lot because I'm thinking about all of you. I'm thinking about what will benefit you the most. And so the live is great because I get real-time feedback and interest from all of you. So it's a good team effort. Thank you for the prayers. I will pray for all of you as well tonight. Everyone watching this now or later. Because we all need it in different times in different ways. And like I also said previously, I've narrowed my list of channels, people that I listen to regularly, way down. I mean, actually, the last couple weeks it's been almost zero. But if somebody's videos are just giving you anxiety or any kind of stress, and it's just not helpful. I mean, if it's helpful, it should be on day one. That's my point. You shouldn't have to listen to somebody say, "Oh yeah, in 6 months this is going to happen," and then they just hype you up all the way there. So what I'm saying is, as far as if you're not getting it today, like this video right now, in some way, I really think part of the whole key to gratitude and staying joyful is being present in the current day. It's a present, it's a gift. And so if we spend too much of the present focusing on the past or the future, we're going to miss out on the present, the gift. So something to keep in mind. For a while after I got out of the Marine Corps, retired in 2015, I a little bit headed in the direction of life coaching. That was like all the rage for a little while. But just self-development in general. And it's not necessarily that I ever planned to be that kind of coach or motivational speaker, but it's just so much a part of my natural personality to try to work on the flaws and reinforce the strengths. And if everybody just does that a little bit every day, the tiniest little bit, then it will make a difference in a year, 5 years, 10 years, and more. So it's just natural for me to, I guess, introspect on everything in the present. And I do think about the future occasionally. It could be where I want to be, or it could be where I want to make sure I don't end up. Because of course we all have regrets in life, but there's a whole lot of regrets that we can avoid as we get older and wiser and try some different things. So I do think about that stuff occasionally, but not too much. Usually I just try to stay in the present and focus on what's important and at least a little bit under my control, what God gives us to control. So on that note, I think I'm going to wrap it up. And I'm impressed that the screen actually held. It didn't cut out the feed. So that was first. So I hope you all have a good rest of the night and week. And I'm not sure yet what's coming tomorrow exactly, but definitely at least one more song coming out tomorrow. And we'll see about other videos. So have a good night and week and day, and I'll see you later. God bless.